Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's budget with me video. Today we are going to be setting up our July family budget. We have made quite a few changes, so I'm gonna chat about that and we're gonna get everything all set up and ready to go. Next week I will be closing out our June budget, so you'll want to stick around for that to see how much we're able to add to savings. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The one big change that we did make is we drastically lowered our salaries from our business. So I'm not going to give like specific individual numbers, but you're going to see our total income. I don't like, show the specific numbers for each individual source of income, but I will share the total, and you're going to notice it's definitely lower. So then we have Andrew's pay. Andrew's my husband, he works at a golf course. Or I can do, let's see, how do I want to label this? Just Andrew's income. And then we also have miscellaneous for anything random that comes in. So those are our main sources of income, our family business, Andrew's income from working at the golf course, and then miscellaneous. So then our total here is going to be $5,490. So the reason why we decided to lower our salaries from the business, and we'll probably honestly do this every summer, is because it's the slow season for the business and I don't want as much coming out of the business account during the slow season. I try to keep our business like checking account at a certain threshold, and once we dip below that threshold I start getting like stressed. So I want to make sure we have like X amount of expenses, which includes our salaries, like typically like 3 months worth of expenses is what I like to keep in there as a minimum. And so yeah, it was just starting to get kind of low and everything, so I think every summer we'll probably lower our salary, and then we'll bump it back up a little bit once things pick up a little bit more. But yeah, that is the reason why we've lowered it. So that means that our budget's going to be tighter for the month of July, August, and probably September as well. And hopefully the fall season goes well, and yeah, but summer, I think for a lot of small businesses, tends to be a slower season. People are just on vacation, doing other things out of their routine, school's out, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's basically the change that we've made to our income. We also have made changes to our expenses and stuff, but let's go ahead and go through our bills first. Oh, and down here we have some stuff too. So we have our 529 accounts for the girls. So we have one for Maddie, one for Julia, and we eventually want to increase this, but for now we're doing $50 per month per girl for the 529s. And then we have just a general savings, not anything specific, just savings. So that's what's ever going to be left over from our income minus our bills minus our expenses, and what we have left over goes to savings. We are working on paying off our Toyota Sienna, but that is something that's going to be definitely paused during the slow season as well. We just want to really focus on building up that business checking account. So that is what goes there. And then let's go ahead and start putting our bills in. So the first bill that we pay every month is going to be our, oh, and it's not 701 is our mortgage. And we were kind of daydreaming the other day and talking about how cool it'll be once our van is paid off and being able to tackle like the solar panels and the mortgage and like getting all of that paid off. because we don't actually owe a ton on our mortgage. We were able to put quite a bit down on it, which is really great. But yeah, so that'll be a fun day when we're able to put extra towards that. But then we have the HOA, and that is $127.95. We have our solar panels. Which I am looking forward to paying off as well. I've gone on rants about these before. I won't get into it during this video. But then we have our gym membership, and we have childcare on the gym membership right now, but I think Andrew is actually gonna take that off because we haven't really needed the childcare. The kids, like, Andrew will go early in the morning, or he'll go while we're homeschooling, so, which makes sense, you know. So that'll be lower in the near future, which will be nice. And then we have my oldest daughter's cell phone. We got her a Gab phone, and that is $35.78. We're going to have braces here soon. We did put our down payment on our braces for our oldest. She's getting 4 teeth extracted on the 8th of July, and then at the end of the month she's going to be getting some braces on. I'm not sure if it's a full, I don't think it's a full set. I think it's a partial set and stuff, maybe to prepare for a full set. But yeah, so that's going to be happening as well here soon. But that monthly payment, because we couldn't pay the whole thing up front cash, unfortunately, obviously that would have been ideal, but it's $5,600. So you had to put half down, which is $2,800, and then do monthly payments that are interest free, thankfully. And then, you know, once we have some savings built up and everything, if we have some extra cash, we hopefully will be able to just pay that off in one fell swoop. That's what I'm hoping for. So okay, and then on the 7th of July, we have our APS, which is our electric, and that for July is $42.55. And then we have water and trash due on the 8th. That kind of gets lumped together through the city, and that is $101.84. And then on the 14th, we have Geico Auto Insurance. We have full coverage on our van, and that's $149.18. And then for the Sienna payment, it's not due until the 25th, but I like to pay it a little sooner. And we're gonna be doing the minimum payment, which is not fun, but we don't really have a choice with our salary being a bit lower. So once our salary goes back up, then we can start putting more. Our goal is to put a double payment, actually. So we're hoping once we're able to raise our salaries up again, that we can raise them to the point where we're able to put like a minimum to our savings. At least $500 is what we were thinking, and then do a double payment as a minimum for the Sienna. So that's sort of our goal coming up. But for now, things are going to be kind of tight, and Andrew and I feel like have a good attitude about it. We're up for the challenge, and I don't know, I was just talking to my friend about this, like, so we've been decluttering a lot, a ton, like even more than we've decluttered in the past. Like, we just, I don't know, my attachment to stuff, to material items, like, has kind of gone away, I guess. And I really have not been making like a bunch of impulse purchases or anything. Like, in the past, I've been really bad about like ordering books a ton and never reading them, and then getting homeschool supplies and not really like needing them. Like, we're really focusing more on what do we actually like need and what are good ways to save money. Like for Maddie's clothes, for example, I got her some clothes. Actually, it was on Amazon, but you can order Children's Place clothes, which I really like. They're really good quality. I feel like they hold up well. And so we got her some pairs of shorts. They came in a bundle from the Children's Place, or My Children's Place, one of those. And then we got her a couple sets of pajamas, and we got her just a bundle of like 8 t-shirts that are just solid color t-shirts. And my whole thought was like, she agreed to this. She was like, I love this idea because it's easy for her to match. She can wear accessories to kind of, you know, glam it up if she wants to, but they're just like perfect, like, you know, clothes to go to the park in and wear every day and all that kind of stuff. So I love that idea versus like getting like the fancier t-shirts and stuff. Like she has a couple of those, but I think our standard for clothes for the girls is really going to be just some basics, you know, basic solid color t-shirts and shorts. Like, you know, they have color coordinated socks. So Julia has light gray socks and Maddie has white socks, and it makes it really easy on laundry day to figure out whose is whose. So just basics. And that's for me too, basics. I feel like basic things with accessories that you can kind of wear if you want to jazz it up a bit is great. And then a couple dresses. So Maddie will have like, you know, she has one really pretty dress right now. We want to get her another dress or two, but again, it's not like a necessity per se. So we're just going to wait a little bit on that. But she has a really, really pretty dress, and she can wear that like to church and stuff, or if she wants to like just dress up one day. But yeah, so just that kind of stuff, just kind of keeping it simpler around here, I feel like has been serving us really well. And yeah, and finding like free fun things to do. There's so many free fun things to do. We went to the park all day yesterday. I wish you guys could see my face. Actually, the P2P crew, we're having like a team powwow meeting today, and they're gonna see my face. I look like a lobster. Like I don't get a ton of sun. I actually tan really easily, but I have not been going outside near as much as I should. And I feel like I like kind of got burnt because of that. But it's funny, like the burn, I really never burn, and I feel like when I do burn, like it just turns tan, which I'm very grateful for. It's my olive skin complexion that contributes to that. But yeah, I look like a lobster right now. But we had a really fun pool day with friends yesterday, and that's just in our neighborhood, and so that was really fun. Like there's just so much to do. The library has a bunch of fun things going on, getting together for dinner at friends' houses and play dates and camping and just all sorts of stuff. Like when we go to the movies, we go on Tuesdays because the tickets are a lot cheaper, and just finding things like that, you know? So keeping our meal plan really simple, which, you know, is just basically cooking actual meals 3 times a week, enough for leftovers, and then doing like a breakfast for dinner type of situation. And then for eating out, we have a really fun plan, which I'll tell you guys about. But here I am rambling, but you guys have seen all of our bills going in. CenturyLink's our internet. That's $75 a month. We do want to shop around for better internet, but we have Andrew's life insurance, and then we have Southwest Gas. I actually don't know if that's the due date, but it's usually around then, and it's typically that much. So I'm gonna keep that, and if I need to make changes, I will. I haven't actually received the bill for that yet, or actually, let me search my mail real quick, because maybe I did. Let's see, let's search for Southwest Gas. Oh, look at that. It actually, so it is $25, and it is due on the 15th. Okay, I got lucky, but anywho. So yeah, there's that, and then we have, where am I at? Oh, Banner Life Insurance, Disney Plus. We just watched an episode of Andor last night. We had taken a long break from it, and so we had to rewatch an episode to like figure out what's going on, because this season, like there's so much going on. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of like, you know, just, yeah, it's less action and more, I feel like, intense like suspense type of stuff. I don't know, it's, so you have to really follow it is what I'm saying. So we had to rewatch it to kind of figure out what was going on. But we love Disney because of Star Wars. Okay, and then we have Banner Life Insurance, which is my life insurance, and that's $22.22. We've had that forever. And then we have World Watch News, which I do have back because it's just a really fun part of our homeschool day. We are watching it during lunchtime together. It just helps us all stay up on current events, including myself, because I don't really watch anything else, to be honest. So, and then we have T-Mobile, which is our cell phone carrier. And I'm gonna put that at $170. I feel like it changes every single month, so we'll put that at $170. And those are our bills, so then we will calculate out the total here. I have my calculator, and we will figure out what the total is for our bills. So $127.95. These really do not change very often, but that's a good thing, right? So. But yeah, I've just been, you know, checking out books at the library more. Our friend was telling us about a really good library that we haven't checked out yet, so we need to go do that. They have a better selection of books. It's a lot larger of a library than the one that's closer to us, so. But yeah, we've just been really focusing on what we truly need, and Andrew and I were just saying last night, like, our kitchen used to get so dirty so fast. Like, I felt like it was always cluttered, it was always dirty. But we've decluttered stuff so much to the point where keeping up with our house and keeping it tidy looking is effortless. Like, as long as we do the dishes and wipe down the surfaces, it looks great downstairs. And I'm so proud of us because that was not the case for so long, but we really have been putting in a lot of effort. I turned my office closet, which is like an actual walk-in closet, I turned it into like the kids' library. So I put all the kids' books in there, and it looks great, and it just gives the kids like a place to go. Like, I can say, go look at what we have in the library, and I can add stuff to it and everything. There's like used book sales and stuff all the time in our area, so if I want to go and get a couple classics or anything to add to their shelves, I can. Maddie's really into this series called Warriors. It's like a cat series, but so I have a bunch of those, which I know Julia's going to want to read eventually too. But we do have 2 readers in our family. Well, we're all readers, but both Maddie and Julia love to read, which I love, because I mean, I think reading is just a really great like hobby. It's something really great to like help you relax and all of that. So but okay, that's our total, $3,542.38. $3,542.38. So that's what we're looking at for bills. And then expenses, this is where some things have changed. So the first thing that we have, and I'm super excited about it, is a just category of food. And what we're gonna do with food is our eating out is going to come out of the food budget. Groceries are gonna come out of the food budget. But what we're gonna do is we're going to set the budget at $250 per week. It resets every Sunday. So Sunday is kind of gonna be our like grocery shopping day. That or Saturday. What did we decide? Maybe we decided Saturday. Or Sunday, I don't know. Hang on. I wrote it down in my notes. Andrew and I like had a whole big talk about it. Let's see. See if I can find the note. I've been using the notes in my phone like crazy. I've been putting like notes to myself about planners that I'm making and all that kind of stuff in there like nonstop. Okay, I think we decided Saturdays because Andrew typically works Saturday and we have church Saturday, so I feel like grocery shopping feels like a lot on a Saturday. It honestly doesn't matter really either way. Maybe Sunday actually. It gives the girls and I something to do because Andrew also works Sunday typically. So I think we'll do Sunday as our grocery shopping day, like go that morning, and then we'll meal prep later that day. But anywho, it doesn't matter that much when we go. But on the weekend is when we're gonna go grocery shopping. And we're gonna have a budget of $250 per week. And whatever we have left over at the end of the week is what we can use for eating out. So this is like a carrot being dangled in front of us. If we want to go out to eat, we need to do really well with our grocery budget that week. We can either choose to eat out, or we can choose to like roll it over into the next week if we want to stock up a little bit, get some extra snacks at Costco. But we talked about Costco, and we talked about like what are our actual essentials there that we like know we're gonna want to get, and the list is not long, you guys. So I think our Costco, like getting the big hauls, the days of that are kind of done. I think we'll still get certain things like eggs, egg whites, butter, stuff like that there, and then a lot of household items, trash bags, toilet paper, paper towels we get there. But that's gonna come out of our household budget. So our household budget has increased. I kind of simplified our budget a little bit. So I'm gonna just put actually next to here that we're gonna have $250 per week. And I'm pretty sure that's just gonna reset on, it'll probably reset on Sunday. And then, because if we're gonna eat out, it would be like after church on Saturday. That's when we would do that. So, but there are 4 Saturdays, yes, in July. So that means that our food budget, which includes eating out, groceries, is $1,000 per month. I think that's gonna be very doable, and I think, yeah, just like having that incentive of like, okay, if we do really well in our groceries, like all that, like we can go out to eat. It's just, I feel like our entire family does really well with that. I kind of talked about this recently, I think in a Plan With Me, but we got the Skylight calendar, and we have the whole reward system with the stars and stuff, and it is working like a charm for the girls. They love it. They're obsessed with How to Train Your Dragon right now, and so we went and saw the movie and everything, and I added a reward on there. I can kind of actually show you guys. I added a reward for How to Train Your Dragon toys on there, and so yeah, I can show you some of this. But so this is Julia, for example. She has 176 stars right now, and she can redeem that for a Handel's ice cream date if she wants to. There's something else up there, but I don't want to show that because it's like a local thing. But then there's How to Train Your Dragon toy, and that's kind of what she's decided to save up for. And then there's like $10 in mine coins and a new book and $50 cash and stuff like that. So I have little rewards on there for the girls. Maddie just redeemed hers, so she has 29 stars, but she got a How to Train Your Dragon toy. And they get stars for their like chores and for their schoolwork and stuff like that. So it kind of teaches them like if you work really hard and all of that, like, you know, you get rewards, which is kind of the same with like real life. Like we work hard, you get rewarded for your hard work, all that kind of stuff. So that's sort of how we're handling all of that, but our whole family does well with that, myself included. Like if I have a reward, like if I want to hit a certain milestone with a goal I have and I get a reward, I'm much more motivated to do that. So I think that this will work out really nicely, and it simplifies it quite a bit and everything. And let me reset my camera real quick. So anywho, I'm really excited about it, and Andrew is too. The whole family is. We're all on board with it. So I think it will be good. And then we have, let's see, what did I have my little draft budget here. Okay, so then we have fun. So fun is not dining out or anything like that. It is just literally fun. So we're gonna go like bowling, do mini golf. We're going to go to a water park or go to the zoo or go to a movie or whatever it is. Just, this is enough to get to where we can do a couple little fun things a month, and that's plenty for us. And that's $100 a month, which may seem like not very much, but like I said, there's a lot of like cheaper ways to do things and stuff. Like you can go to the movies on a specific day and, you know, get cheaper tickets and things like that. And then, you know, you can go play like putt-putt for like $5 per person in a little local thing in our area. So there's things like that that we can do, go bowling, all of that. The water park's more expensive, but you know, that's where, yeah, I think that'll work out really nicely. So that's just to go do fun things together. And then household is now going to also include dog food. So this budget did go up, but it's because of that. It's because the dog food is now included in this. And so that's $200 a month for household items. And then if we get household items at Costco, it'll come out of this budget. And then we have gasoline. And that is $100 a month. That gets us about 2 fill-ups each month. And then we have Andrew's pocket money and mine. I've talked about this before, but we each have a Chime account, a Chime checking account with a debit card, and I just transfer the money over and it makes it super simple. So that's been working out really well for us, but this got lowered to $50 per month, and then we might bump it up a little bit later on, but that's what we're going to do for now. And we had a little chat about pocket money too, and I think pocket money, if we do bump it up, it's not going to be by a ton, because I think like if we have necessity items like getting our haircuts or getting clothes or something like that, I think that's just going to come out of savings. And this pocket money is literally just if we want to go get coffees, or we want to go grab a lunch with a friend or something like that. Like I want to take myself to a movie or whatever. I want to go get my nails done. Like I think that this should just be sort of fun things for us to do, because like we work really hard, and I think it's good to treat yourself a little bit here and there. So if we do up these budgets, I don't think it'll be by a ton, but yeah, they were a lot higher before because we would include clothing and like haircuts out of there. But yeah, so that's kind of how we're gonna handle all of that for now. So that means our budget here is $1,500. Those are expenses, so very different from what they've been in the past. And there's some things like piano and stuff that you don't see here anymore, and that's because the scholarship program we get through the state of Arizona covers Maddie's piano lessons, and we can pay our piano teacher directly through the scholarship. So we'll start doing that in July. Like it might need to initially come out of our accounts, but it'll get reimbursed and everything like that. So, and then is there anything else I'm forgetting? What else isn't on here? The kids allowance isn't on here because that will just depend on like the stars awards that they get. Oh, coffee's not on here. That's going to come out of food now as well. And then yeah, the dog food is coming out of household. We don't have the cleaners coming anymore. We don't have school lunches. So this is a lot shorter of a list, as you can see. So that's $1,500 for our expenses. But I think that those numbers are all super, super doable. I think it allows for us to have a little bit of fun still. And, you know, it's going to be tight, but it's, like I said, I feel like that food budget is very doable. And we're just going to have to be pretty smart about, you know, eating what we have on hand and just really trying to keep our grocery budget low, shopping sales, all of that kind of stuff, limiting our trips to Costco. And we'll know, like, if we're running low on certain things and we have to go get some stuff at Costco. Because some of their meat, I was doing a little research because I talked about meat and stuff, I think, in my last budget video. But like, I was comparing the price of meat at Costco to like some of the sale prices and at other grocery stores in our area. And for especially ground beef and like chicken breasts and stuff, which are probably what we eat most of, chicken thighs, chicken breasts, I feel like the prices at Costco are still better than the sale prices. So if we need meat from Costco, like we'll just have to kind of take that out. Like we won't be able to eat out that week because we need to buy meat or whatever. So I think that it's very reasonable. It'll help us to be a lot more intentional with eating what we have, just buying what we need, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that is that. Okay, so now we're gonna figure out what we can put to savings. So to figure that out, I am going to take our income, 5,490, and then I am going to subtract bills, and I'm going to subtract expenses, and then I'm going to subtract the 529s, and that gives us just $347.62. So one thing that is happening in August is Andrew does get an extra paycheck, which will be really helpful because we need to replenish our savings, especially after putting half of the braces down. That completely obliterated our savings. So we're gonna need to really stack that up, and we're kind of, and people may not agree with this, but what we had to do, and that's fine, like finances are personal, you have to do what you're comfortable with, but our accountant even said like our business account can technically serve as an emergency account. It's the last thing you want to do. Like it has to be a true, honest to God emergency to take from our business account, because like I said, we like to keep at least 3 months worth of expenses, business expenses in there. But we're just doing a blanket savings now, and we'll separate it out later. But I think when you're kind of in this like time where you're scrimping and saving and stuff, like every penny matters, and we had to take some from our emergency fund that we had set aside in order to pay for the braces. The braces are not an emergency, but it's just something that we like had to do. And the orthodontist told us like if you put this off, the odds of Maddie like actually needing mouth surgery to correct some of these issues goes up exponentially because of the way her teeth are growing in. So we felt like it was urgent. We had to get it started right away. That was like the impression we got after our consult with them and stuff. But so we're just trying to stack up as much as possible and buy as little as possible. You know, there's not really anything that we like need coming up besides tires. Tires are something that we are going to need coming up, and so that is going to happen in August because we want to get new tires before we go up north for camping. I don't want to like make a far drive without getting new tires first. Right now it's fine, like we're just driving very short distances locally, but a long drive I want to make sure we have new tires for. So that is probably going to be about $1,000, and thankfully in August Andrew has a 3 paycheck month, and so that is going to take care of the tires for us. But yeah, we're going to just need to really, you know, just put a tiny bit into savings as much as possible. I do underestimate Andrew's income from the golf course because it's variable. It's based on tips and stuff like that. Usually it's at least another $100 or $200 more than what I estimate it to be. So if we do really well with our budget, we should be able to put a little extra to savings other than this. But yeah, that's kind of how tight things are right now, you guys. Like that's just sort of where we're at. So, you know, that's, yeah. Let's see. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Let me go back to this. I'm making sure I did my math all correct. Yeah, 347.62. Yeah. Okay. So 447.62. And then when we do up my salary, like I said, our goal is to put a double payment to the van and then to make our minimum without any extra from Andrew's income and everything, our minimum to savings at least $500. And I got that number just like, if you save $500 a month, that's $6,000 a year. And our goal is to have very little coming out of it, like just necessities. Like if something's like needed for the house, we'll take it from there. Obviously, if like there's car maintenance, we'll take it from there. Christmas would come from there, but even Christmas, we're planning on Christmas being a much easier thing. Like we even asked our kids, after decluttering and stuff, we just realized like they don't really like stuff either. Like they like certain things and they treasure certain toys. Like they're obsessed right now with the How to Train Your Dragon. Like Maddie got this big like dragon figurine thing that she loves, but they don't have very many toys. They don't need like a tree full of stuff underneath. Like I like doing the something you want, something you read, something to wear, something they need type of thing. But even that, like, they get clothes when we need to get clothes. We get books from the library. Like, if they truly need something, we go and get it. So one thing we talked about, and we asked them, we're like, would you guys rather have like things like toys and stuff under the tree, or would you rather have our Christmas present be like almost like a family gift where it's an experience, like we go on a trip somewhere, like it's a vacation, kind of like what we did with Disneyland before. That was a Christmas gift, and it was fun because we had like a little countdown clock, and I wrapped like our family t-shirts for it and stuff. It was really fun. But they hands down without hesitant said that they would rather have an experience. They'd rather go do something fun, go on a trip somewhere, all of that. So I think that's what we're gonna start doing for Christmas. We're gonna kind of make that almost like our vacation fund, and you know, we won't be going on any extravagant vacations, but it doesn't have to be extravagant to be fun. That's the thing. Like, we have just as much fun camping, you know, as we would going like to an island or something somewhere. Like, that's probably not entirely true, I guess. I've never been to an island, so but I know one thing we do want to do is we want to go like to Hawaii, and that is, I think, more of like a pricey vacation type of thing. But if we're saving for it all year and we're using like our miles, we do get miles from our credit card. We use a credit card to pay for expenses, and then we pay it off every month just to get the rewards and stuff. But yeah, so I think that's probably what Christmas is gonna be more so. It's gonna be more experiences versus like stuff. And I think the presents we wrap under the tree, I was kind of thinking of how to make it fun. And I think I'll probably do like clues as to where we're going. Like, our presents under the tree will be like clues that they unwrap to figure out, okay, where are we going this year type of thing. And then maybe doing like, you know, some like a special t-shirt for it, or like something like that. I don't know. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening there. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited for us. I think we're just kind of getting into more of like a simpler way of life. Like, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of, this is like totally random, but I've been doing a lot of work on my own mental health and just like making peace with certain things, and like just kind of in my healing era, if you will. And I feel like it's really helped me a lot with being impulsive, because I think I've like self-medicated in a way. I know this is a little deep for a budget video, but it goes hand in hand, because I've like self-medicated with buying things and wanting those things to make me feel better, or just getting the dopamine rush, you know, from like buying something. And then same with like eating out, like ordering food and stuff like that. Like, I just have no need for that anymore. And it's because I'm actually facing like the things I've gone through in life. I'm facing them head on. I'm dealing with them. I'm journaling about them. I'm like really moving forward with my life and not letting my past hold me back. And I think that that has helped a lot. So anywho, I know that's kind of random. It does go hand in hand with things. It just, yeah, I don't know. It's just, life feels good right now. You know, it feels calm and it feels good. But anyways, guys, that is it for our July budget. So like I said, we've definitely made some changes between the income changes, switching up the way we're tracking expenses. Like, look how short this list is, but it covers all the basics and everything, and I think it'll be good. So I'm excited. Let me know what you're working on, what your financial goals are, so we can cheer each other on and everything. I am looking forward to being able to bump up our salary again, and being able to make more progress on the van. But right now I think we just need to pause the extra stuff, bulk up our savings, rebuild, and then there will be the time that we're able to do like the extra payments and things like that. But for now, I think this is definitely what we need to do. So Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching me put together our budget. Stay tuned, like I said earlier, next week I will close out our June budget, but that's all I have for you today. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to catch all of our future videos, and stay tuned for all of the fun things happening this week, because we have something fun that happens every day here at Planning to Prosper. So subscribe, join our Facebook group, follow us on Instagram, do all the things, and you will be in the loop on all of that. But yep, that's all I have for you today, so I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye!